The story begins with a security guard named H and his partner Bullet driving a truck filled with cash for a bank delivery. Suddenly, their truck was stopped, and tear gas was released inside. As H exited the truck, the robbers saw him, got scared, abandoned the truck, and fled. Bullet told his colleagues there was something strange about H. The robbers ran away like they had seen a ghost about 2 weeks earlier. A man named Patrick Hill came to interview at this company. This company provides security for large cash transfers, responsible for safely moving money from one place to another. Terry, a senior manager at the company, was very impressed by Patrick's resume. "You have an impressive background," he said, "but it's important for you to know how dangerous this job is. About 5 months ago, one of our vans, full of money, was on a delivery. It was suddenly stopped. It looked like road maintenance was taking place. Workers put a truck in front of the van, and thieves, dressed as construction workers, surrounded the van. After breaking a door, the robbers threw a grenade inside, killing both the driver and the security guard instantly. They quickly loaded all the cash into their vehicle and fled." Terry then asked him, "Do you still want the job after hearing all this?" Patrick confirmed he did. Bullet then entered and met Patrick for the first time. He told him, "Your name here will be H. Don't tell anyone your real name." With that, H's 60-hour training began. He needed to score 70% to pass. Anything less, and he'd be fired. H scored exactly the minimum required in all tests. His bullets all hit the outer ring of the target, as if he was deliberately aiming there to just meet the minimum score. Even during the driving test, he drove perfectly, but at the end, hit some boxes while reversing. Bullet introduced H to his team, codenamed Formula One. They use strange names, so no one knows anyone else's true identity. They transport large sums of money, which is why they don't use real names to prevent anyone from finding a weakness. After this, H was given all his weapons so he could start work. Dave and his partner John were preparing to move a huge package. Bullet was supposed to join them, but at the last minute, he took H instead of John. Dave told H, "You can't imagine how dangerous this job is." H replied, "However dangerous it is, I'll handle it. Okay?" The three of them then set out in the truck to deliver the cash. During their conversation, Dave mentioned that he was scheduled to be in the truck that was robbed 5 months ago, but he had taken a day off by chance, which saved his life. H asked him why he took the day off. H was suspicious that someone from the inside might have been involved in the robbery. Dave replied, "The police already asked me this. I drank too much the previous night, so I couldn't come to the office." As they were talking, they arrived at a building where they were to collect $2 million. Bullet took H with him for the pickup to see if H was all talk or if he could actually do the job. After picking up the money, they quickly returned to their high security depot. Everyone working there had to go through a security check. After returning to the depot, everyone went to the break room. Before going, H carefully looked at the ID cards of all the workers and then entered the room. Inside, the conversation was about how H was very quiet. A company member approached H and tried to learn more about him. He asked H where he had worked before. H said he worked for a big company in Europe and then shut down the conversation, telling the man to leave. This man was deeply offended by H's response, and after this incident, everyone grew very suspicious of H. The next day, H, Dave, and Bullet went to deliver a small amount, but their Bullet was taken hostage, and the kidnappers demanded the $5 million in the truck. Dave was panicked and said, according to depot rules, they should leave, and the company would secure Bullet's release. However, the kidnappers explicitly threatened that if either of them left, they would kill Bullet. "No talking to anyone right now." H told Dave that both of them would have to face the enemies. But he advised that the best course of action would be to pay the ransom. Bullet's life was worth more than the money. The kidnappers also pressured Dave to bring the money inside. The kidnappers gave Dave full instructions on where to go. Upon arrival, a car was parked in front, and a truck pulled up behind. The kidnappers brought Bullet out of the car. They told Dave directly to put all the money in the truck behind them and not try anything smart. H took responsibility for moving the cash and told Dave to remain calm. H began throwing the cash bags from their truck into the other one. Bullet was taken out to be killed if they tried any tricks. H deliberately threw one bag out instead of inside the truck, causing a kidnapper to come out to place the bag inside. H skillfully pulled out his gun and shot the kidnapper. After that, he very calmly, in a heroic style, killed all the kidnappers one by one. It was as if he had too much experience in this line of work. During training, his bullets had hit the outer ring. But now, he was hitting everyone right between the eyes. Chasing the kidnapper's boss, H reached a warehouse. He asked the kidnapper directly, "Who do you work for?" The man wasn't giving a direct answer, which frustrated H, so he shot him dead. Bullet and Dave came in and were stunned to see how H had single-handedly wiped out the entire gang. After this incident, the police interrogated H, asking if he was a secret agent from another country, given how easily he took down the entire gang. H replied, "No sir, nothing like that. I just got lucky. All the shots hit the mark by mistake." The police then showed H the video of the initial robbery. H replied, "I don't know anything about this. I wasn't even working for this company then." Outside, H's senior told him he would have to take a desk job for a month, as per company policy. "We don't want you to get depressed and do something wrong." H asked his senior, "Do I look depressed to you?" Just then, the company owner arrived and praised H profusely. He told the senior, "The company needs people like him. Does he look like someone who works behind a desk? He's a born winner." The police officer who had spoken to H called his superior, saying, "This is the man the Bureau has been looking for 25 years. But the boss said, "Don't take any action for now. Let him do what he's doing." The officers argued that if they knowingly let him stay and something went wrong, the department would be disgraced. But the boss replied, "Nothing will happen. He didn't come here for money. Let him do whatever he came here to do." Now, a woman came to meet H and gave him a file. This file contained the data of all the company employees along with someone's post-mortem report. After carefully examining all the files, H became suspicious of a security guard named Dana and quietly broke into her house. At gunpoint, he asked Dana some questions. Seeing the cash in her house, he asked her, "Where did you get all this money?" Dana had stolen this money from a liquor store so it would be useful after she retired. Dana confessed, "I've done something like this only once in my life, and this is the last time." H then asked her, "Otherwise it won't be good for you if I find out later." Dana denied knowing anything, and H simply warned her before leaving. Now, we go back 5 months in time. H was going somewhere with his son Dougie. He got a call from a man named Mike. Mike is the same man who had come to rob the truck earlier, but ran away when he saw H. Mike wanted to locate a Fortico company truck. Mike had initially sent someone else for this job, but he had an accident on the way, and now the job was given to HH, and his son drove to the Fortico depot. Leaving his son in the car on the pretext of getting food, H went outside to keep an eye on the Fortico truck. All H had to do was tell Mike whether the truck would take the right or left route. After telling Mike the location and direction, H hung up and returned to his son with the food, just as the Fortico truck reached under a bridge. Where H's car was also parked, the truck was attacked. The thieves were about to leave with all the money. But then they spotted H's son, who had witnessed the robbery, and was now a crucial witness. It was necessary to eliminate this evidence, so a thief went there and shot H's son, killing him. H ran toward the thief, but another thief fired many shots at him. H fell down, injured, but he clearly saw and recognized the face of the thief who shot his son. H survived the accident, but his son died. H's wife blamed him for their son's death. And here we learn that H is the leader of a major gang, and the people who robbed the truck and killed his son were from a rival gang. After the accident, H's wife left him forever. H then tasked everyone in his gang with finding the rival gang. H's gang began catching and eliminating all the nearby gangs. They tried their best to find out who was behind it all, but found nothing. When no path was clear, Mike suggested that it might be an inside job or one of Fortico's own guards. H said he was very stressed and wanted to go to London for a few days to clear his head. But in reality, H started making a fake identity and chose the new name, Patrick Hill, for his ID. H also retrieved his son's post-mortem report. Next, we see a gang whose members were formerly part of the military but are now thieves. Their head is Jackson. The man who killed H's son, Jan, is also there. This gang was planning a big robbery, and their target was the company that transports cash. They received inside information from someone at Fortico that a truck was moving $15 million. Somewhere this was the same robbery where H's son was killed. 5 months after this robbery, Jackson gathered his entire gang and planned another dangerous heist to steal $50 million from the same Fortico company. There is one day in the whole year called Black Friday, when Fortico has a lot of cash. A few days later, H and Bullet were driving the cash back to the depot when Bullet told H the truth. Actually, I'm the one who's feeding all the information to the thieves. Bullet was a part of Jackson's gang and had been working at the company for a long time to pass information to Jackson's crew. Bullet told H, "You seem like a capable man. Join me, and I'll make you rich." H had been waiting for this news for a long time. H immediately agreed to join him. Bullet parked the truck in a secret location where the rest of the plan could be executed. Some thieves hid in their truck. After this, H and Bullet drove the truck to the depot. The thieves immediately entered the depot, and as they exited the truck, they took all the security guards and officers hostage. However, one guard managed to sound the security alarm, notifying the police that a robbery was in progress inside the depot. Now the police were definitely coming. Spotting an opportunity, the other security guards attacked the thieves, but Jackson's gang, wearing bulletproof vests, quickly overpowered them. H had been separated and taken hostage earlier. Seizing his chance, H attacked the thieves and put on one of their bulletproof vests. He then came out dressed as a gang member. At the same time, Bullet revealed his true colors and quickly killed Dave and Dana. Now only Jackson, Bullet, and Jan were left alive from the gang. However, Jackson was also shot during the firing and was severely wounded. These three managed to escape the depot with a cash-filled truck, smashing through the police cars parked outside and drove to a garage. There were some underground tunnels beneath this garage. Jackson was badly injured and also suspected that Jan wanted to kill them and take all the money from himself. Jackson tried to point his gun at Jan, but Jan snatched the gun and cut Jackson's throat. Now Jan and Bullet took all the money and drove through the tunnel on bikes to a car. They loaded all the cash into this car. However, both of them were thieves at heart. Before Bullet could pull out his gun and kill Jan, Jan shot Bullet first and safely drove away through the tunnel with all the money. He now thought he was free. Jan was relaxing at his flat. As he came out of the bathroom and approached the table, a phone started ringing, which was placed amongst the cash-filled bags. As soon as Jan picked up the phone, he realized that H was also there at his house. This was H's plan to track Jan's location. H told him, "The child you killed that day, he was my son," which stated that his son died from a bullet wound to his internal organs. And then, H killed Jan in the exact same manner that Jan had killed Dougie after this. H came outside, where an FBI chief was waiting for him. H handed over all the money to the FBI. Having completed his work, H got into his car and drove away,